Kailas are a Chinese brand making serious moves in the trail running industry. And here are 5 things you need to know about their latest model, the EX330. So first of all, the traction is excellent. If we look underneath the shoe, we've got 4mm lugs that run through the center of the outsole, and then we've got 6mm lugs in a shark tooth style on the outer aspect. We've got 4mm lugs on the center at the heel in a washboard pattern to give extra grip when running downhill. So it feels really stable on mixed terrain and on loose terrain. We've also got the Vibram Megagrip Lite on the undersole. So those of you who used it before know that it's excellent on wet rocks and sticky terrain. So we've got excellent traction whether you're changing direction because of the larger lugs or whether you're moving downhill. All of this means nothing unless you've got an exceptional midsole, and they really cracked it in the Kailas. So they use supercritical foam, which is really responsive, quite springy and bouncy. When you apply pressure to it, you sink into it a little bit, but then it transitions you quickly through to the forefoot. And after spending hours in this shoe, you really appreciate the comfort of it, but the fact that it still maintains its responsiveness and it doesn't become dull and flat over time. Because of the geometry of the shoe and the shape of the toe box, is quite a nimble shoe overall, and we'll touch on the toe box and the weight later on. And when you're thinking about how it compares to other shoes, think about the midsole in the New Balance Sierra V9, but in a much more responsive manner in the X330. And when it comes to fit on top, it's important that we get the right type of upper and the right lacing system, and we think they've cracked it with this. So we've got a 2-tier lacing system, so you can tighten it from the bottom and from the top. This is really important, especially if you've got a broader forefoot or problems with Morton's neuroma, because you can keep that nice and wide, or if you're someone who likes to have it nice and tight so that you don't get any slippage forward when you're moving downhill. It's got you covered in this, and it's got a nice little lacing pocket that you can pop it up into once you've adjusted it to the right settings. We've got a breathable engineered mesh on top so you don't overheat, and it also lets it dry out quickly if you step into any puddles or you're running on a wet day. The toe box tapers quite a bit towards the forefoot, so those of you with a broader foot may not enjoy that, but it's quite common in more of these racing shoes. And when we look at the key stats of this shoe, we've got 39mm in the rear foot of cushioning, 34 in the forefoot, giving you a 5mm drop. Now it's relatively rigid even though it doesn't have a carbon plate inside it, and we've got moderate stiffness in the heel counter to try and keep you centered in the shoe as you move. Thinking about stability, we've got that heel counter, then we've got a sidewall on the inside of the heel and the outside as well. This comes up, wraps around your heel, tries to keep you centered in the shoe as you move. In terms of performance, who's this shoe best for and what type of distances? So as you can guess by the title of the shoe, it's best over ultra distance running, so anything from 50k upwards, 100k, 330 kilometers. It's got excellent grip for most type of terrain, it's quite stable overall, and a very responsive shoe, coming in around 285 grams for an EU 42. So is Kailas the Chinese brand that could take over trail running? Time will tell, but with the 330 they've shown that they can make a really dependable shoe that's very responsive and covers all sorts of terrain. Let me know what you think of them in the comment section below. Otherwise, if you found the video helpful or interesting, like and share and subscribing really makes a big difference to the channel.